dig this.
Goes on a second for one, and now there's the man trapped in third and tagging out. And 2nd and 2, handoff goes to McCaffrey up the middle, finds a little room, lot more room, and he's off to the races.
Welcome to the In the Zone Sports Talk Radio Network. You're listening to the Just Us Sports Talk Show with your host, Kate Diggs from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, the small city with the large heart, and co-host Dana the Hater Clark from St. Petersburg, Florida. Also co-hosting Murray E. Baskerville from Gotta Be More Careful, Baltimore, Maryland. These are your hosts, bringing you the ultimate in sports news for the ultimate sports fan. Be sure to download the Try 99 TV app on any smart device and subscribe to In the Zone Sports Talk Television. The cost is $4.95. Thank you in advance for your support. Now sit back and prepare to get into another episode of the Just Us Sports Talk Show.
Here, I know you're gonna dig this.
Hey, good evening, everybody. Happy Monday, April the 8th, 2024. It's another Monday here with In the Zone Sports Talk Radio by way of Just Us Sports Talk Radio. You got Kay Dix, your host. You got Mo. We got Matthew. And let's start off with, did you see the eclipse today? Did you see the eclipse today? That was on everything. It was on sports channels. It was on news channels. It was on baking shows. It was on Hip Hop 100 talking about the eclipse. And I think the reason why the eclipse was so significant today was because they said the eclipse won't come this way again to 2044 or something like that. So I'm 59. So I'll be in my 80s if it comes through again this way. And if I'm in my 80s, I don't really care about the eclipse. I'm just gonna thank God I'm still around. It's gonna be just one of those things, guys. Just one of those things. So they let our kids out of school today early to see the eclipse. I got a chance to see it. Pretty cool thing. Wasn't the first one I saw, but I mean, for some reason, like I really think that they made a big deal of it. Like I said, again, it was on also, it was even on ESPN and all the other channels and stuff that talked about the eclipse. But I'm glad people got a chance to see it and to understand it. And hopefully schools will talk a little bit about this going forward. Why we have the eclipse, how does it affect the world? I mean, the rotation of the world and things of that nature. And just enjoy the moment that you can. All right. So we got a lot of stuff going on tonight, so we're going to get right into it. So let's start off with baseball first. You know how we do. Baseball season is upon us. Okay. In Major League standing 2024. In American League, you got the New York Yankees 8-2. They won 2 games in a row. They're 8-2 in the last 10 games. Boston Red Sox are 7-3. They won 1 game. They're 7-3 in the last 10 games. Baltimore, surprisingly, is 5-4. Tampa is 5-5. Toronto is 4-6. Tampa might take a step back, guys. I think this year might be the year they take a step back. In the Central Division, you got the Cleveland Guardians, who's 7-2, won 4 in a row. They're 7-2 in the last 10. Detroit Tigers are 6-3. Lost 2 in a row. They're 6-3 in the last 10. Kansas City Royals, surprisingly, 6-4. Good start for them. In the West, you got the Texas Rangers, who are 6-3. Lost 1 game. They're 6-3 in the last 10. You got the Los Angeles Angels, who's 5-4. Lost 1, 5-4 in the last 10. I'm gonna talk about the Angels real quick. Talk about the Angels after we get done. Seattle Mariners, which is my man Matthew's team. They're 4-6 right now. Lost 1. They're 4-6 in the last 10. We expect them to do better. Astros can't win at home, but they're 3-7. You know what I'm saying? In National League, you got the Atlanta Braves 6-2. Won 3 in a row. They're 6-2 in the last 10. Atlanta Braves lost one of the pitchers today or yesterday, I believe it was. It's a big blow to that pitching staff. So let's see how that's going to pan out for them going forward. Pittsburgh Pirates 8-2, won 2 in a row. They're 8-2 in the last 10. Milwaukee Brewers are 6-2, won 1 game. They're 6-2 in the last 10. And the West, you have the Los Angeles Dodgers who are 8-4, lost 1 game. They're 7-3 in the last 10. You got the Padres are 5-7. They're 4-6 in the last 10. Real quick, out west, I'm gonna say this. I don't think the wild card comes out of the West this year.
This call may be recorded or transcribed.
I think the Milwaukee Brewers and Pittsburgh should hold on, and handle that division. Milwaukee should be right there. Chicago Cubs, they're playing good baseball right now, but because it's cold, right? So they're used to the cold weather. But when it gets hot, let's see how well they get. Let's see if they get hot when they get hot. Atlanta Braves, like I said, lost a pitcher. Phillies are 4-5, disappointing 4-5. Run differential is not good for them, but we as fans think they're gonna pick it up. In the West, the Los Angeles Angels, they get rid of Ohtani, and now they think it's time for them to win. What is going on with that right there? Which is crazy. Also, I want to say something about the Oakland A's as well. In the Central Division, the Guardians, Detroit, I think gonna be in the mix. Surprised we can't see Rose at 6-4. We see something going on with them. In the American League East, Yankees are 8-2, controlling the destiny. Boston 7-3, which Boston thought it was going to be a rebuild year. Baltimore starting off 5-4, not the start they wanted. Tampa, I think, like I said before, will take a step backwards in the league. Now, guys, remember when the Oakland A's were supposed to be going to Las Vegas? Well, Las Vegas said, we don't want you. We don't need you. You can stay where you're at. Oakland said, man, we don't want you either. So if I'm not mistaken, I think they're going to San Juan. Can somebody correct me if I'm wrong? But I know they're not staying in They're not. Where's it going?
San Francisco.
San Francisco. Are you sure? No, the A's.
Yeah.
It's Sacramento.
It's Sacramento.
Oh, Sacramento, yeah. San Juan is Puerto Rico.
San Juan is Puerto Rico. I know it was saying something. I know it was saying something. I ain't know where exactly.
But it ain't saying. It's still saying.
It's still saying. I just know they wasn't going. I know they wasn't going back to Oakland. So they've written out that place for a year, if I'm not mistaken. But they're going to be a team without a home. Anybody got? Could Oakland move to Montreal?
Vegas.
Nah, they didn't want them in Vegas. They told them to stay away from Vegas.
No, they just told them the sport party isn't ready. I think it's 3 years they'll be in Vegas.
But I thought Vegas said, the mayor of Vegas said, yo, we don't really need you out here. The article I read, he said, we really don't need you out here. But anyway, maybe they may end up in Vegas. I don't know. But again, they're a team without a city.
I don't know whether they know the name of the song.
But hopefully they do get to where they got to go. But wouldn't it be funny if they were to start winning and get to the playoffs and do good? And even though they got the name of Oakland Athletics, they have their parade party in Sacramento. And my question though is like, I want to know why it was so hard for them. I know why it was so hard to keep them in Oakland, because Oakland don't have a lot of land. If you've ever been to Oakland, there's a lot of marsh out there, okay? And that's one of the hardest things to build on. There's got a lot of marsh out there. But I'm just trying to figure out why no other city would step up and say, come to us, other than Vegas. I mean, if you look at Vegas, you look at the Aces, you look at the what's the soccer team? I mean, hockey team name, Gladiators or something. Vegas Gladiators.
Golden Knights.
Golden Knights.
Okay, they're instant winning. The females basketball team are instant winning. And the Raiders are not too far away from being maybe an instant winner. So I get that. I think there's one teams out there that's going to be winners. That's going to win. That's going to be competitive. That's going to attract attention to bringing fans out there, even though they still have Vegas out there. So that's going to be. We'll see where that ends up at. I think to me, in the American League, the most disappointing team I think may be Toronto, because we thought Toronto was going to be good. Chicago White Sox is 1-8. That whole thing's in a turmoil. I think they got to refigure their whole team from the top to the bottom in the American League. In the National League, the Marlins I thought were going to be better. The Cardinals, they could go other way. Rockies I thought were going to be better. Do you guys see anybody out there that you're really disappointed in as far as the start of the first 10 games, start of the season for the American League and National League? Mo, you got somebody out there?
I do, man.
They're
8-4 this year. They're supposed to be the best team in baseball. And the Yankees are better than them. They're 8-4 this year. They're winning their division, but they're supposed to be so much better than the Yankees since they got two Japanese pitchers.
Yeah, and you know what's weird though is like they went to Chicago and lost 2 out of 3 there, but I'm not taking up for them. But leaving LA when it's 70 degrees and going to Chicago where it's 50 degrees and the wooden bats kind of hurt when you hit that ball, that make you think twice about playing in Chicago.
See, that's why we play in New York. It's already cold.
Matthew, what you got for us on baseball?
I got the Minnesota Twins that look disappointing right now. Just I feel like they should be right at 2 losses, not 4. Because they look like a team that has that eligibility to be in that playoff contention later on in the season, but we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But right now, they don't look like a good team.
Okay. We got Rich on the line, and I think that's Betty on the line. Is that Betty?
Yes, this is Miss Call.
Okay. Betty, what do you see in baseball? Any team that's disappointing to you, or any team that's surprising to you as of right now?
No.
Okay.
I see the triangle open up.
Right. Rich, what you got for us?
I don't really have a team that I think is disappointing.
Okay. So, do you think it's going? Yeah. Do you think it's going the way it's supposed to go with the order of how it is? Now, the thing about it is the Braves just lost a pitcher, I think today or yesterday, ACL or whatever the case. Go ahead, Mo.
Yeah, I got a real team for you. Houston Astros. How you gonna be so good? It was the first game, 4 games to the Yankees. At home. When you own the Yankees in the playoffs. All I'm saying is y'all shouldn't be 3-7. And the Yankees should be 8-2.
Well, they had struggles playing at home last year, so I guess it's turning over again. And if you look at Houston's record at 3-7, they're a -4 in run differential. So runs for is 37, runs against is 41. They won 1 game, they 3-7 in the last 10. So they may have a problem at home record. But yeah, so it might be a problem.
They play 7 games at home.
Yeah, they're 2-5, and they 1-2 on the road. But maybe they don't, they don't have Dusty Baker to help them get through this thing. I don't know. It is one of those things. It's just one of those things. Next up, guys.
We're not going to talk about the most surprising team?
Yeah, I gave you the opportunity to say that. Go ahead.
No, you said the worst team. You just said the best team.
I said worst and positive and most surprising team.
I think he'll surprise.
I think he'll surprise.
The most surprising team is definitely the Red Sox. 7-3, all on the road.
All on the road.
Yeah, I would have to say so because I think, Rich, that's your team, right? The Red Sox.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're plus 26 right now in run differential.
Yeah, they're not surprising me though, because they're gonna fold.
Yo, so they've been playing all the games on the road.
Yes.
Yeah.
They haven't played a home. They haven't played a home game. Toronto hasn't played a whole game. Cleveland hasn't played a home game.
Only 3 teams.
They're the only two. They're the only 3 teams that haven't played a home game yet.
Hey, Miami plays 7
at home.
I don't understand why Toronto, because they play in the dome, so the weather shouldn't really matter in Canada, right? You would think.
Just the way they make the schedule sometimes.
Well, you know what though? You got to remember though, the Olympics is coming this year, so that's going to put a hold on baseball as well. So that may have some reason why the scheduling is going to be like it is as well. So that might have something to do with it. Okay. Anything else on baseball, guys? Because we're about to get hot and heavy.
Yeah, just real quick. I think the Padres, they're a disappointment. Like they have this sky high salary and they have the players, but they can't finish. So they're a disappointment for me. But that's it.
I think the verdict's not out on them this year because they got a new manager, new skipper. They got rid of Soto, which they said they thought was a problem. But I'm gonna say this about Soto. He reminds me a lot of UCO Prig. He's excited about the game. He loves playing the game, and he plays the game on his sleeve. You know, he plays it on his sleeve a little bit. So they may say, "Yo, you're doing too much," you know, and you're showing everybody else off. But the thing about it is you gotta remember where he came from, what type of lifestyle he lived, and if this is what's bringing him joy, then let him have his joy. You know, he's in New York right now, and he's probably the leading candidate for the MVP for National League. I mean, American League right now. He's playing really good baseball. Now, the key to that though, Rich, is that can the Yankees sign him to a new contract, because this is last year's contract. And from everything I'm hearing is he loves the Dodger Stadium, and that could be his next destination if they want to shell out the money. But he's really playing good baseball right now, and I think you got rid of him in San Diego. Let's see what happens with everybody else they got in San Diego. See if they can turn that thing around. So it would be interesting to see how they can do this thing.
Yeah, because they are loaded in San Diego. Like on paper, it looks great. It's just when it's on the field, it's just bad.
Yeah, and I think it might be a culture thing. You know what I'm saying? To see if they can, you know, they got a new skipper down there now, and you know he got a point to prove that he's actually the guy that needs to right that ship. And so there's going to be some changes going on. Like again, getting rid of Soto was big because nobody saw that coming. That came out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? That's like you go to sleep at night.
Come out of nowhere.
Yeah, but that wasn't talking about getting him at what time.
They had to because they knew they were going to resign him. They had too much payroll.
They had too much payroll.
Right. But the thing about it is though, is that it wasn't something like we go on Major League, we go on MLB and say, yeah. So we hear rumors that Soto's going to the Yankees. We just knew that there was a possibility of not signing him. Nobody knew where he was going.
Man, we've been talking about that since the end of the season last year.
But it wasn't the Yankees, though, was it? I don't remember him talking about the Yankees. I remember it. I remember that I know the Phillies' name had been brought up as a trade partner, but I don't remember the Yankees being brought. Well, I'm gonna say this. The reason why I don't remember the Yankees is because I don't think the Yankees had enough to give them what they wanted until after the draft and after they made the trade, because then that's when, you know, they got the pieces they wanted for him to move him on to New York. So again, I think that San Diego got to get it together. They're not gonna fire them. They're not gonna fire the skipper. They just got him, but they might clean house. You know what I'm saying? They might clean the house, and see if this thing can work. But as I'm looking at this right now, I would not be surprised if the Dodgers be the only team out of the division making the playoffs. I could probably, if like I said, if Chicago gets hot during the summertime, I can see 3 teams out of Central getting in. Atlanta, and the Dodgers getting in, and 2 other teams, Milwaukee, the Cubs, and maybe Cincinnati, who Mo said is going to catch fire at some point in time this season. So that could be, that could be a scenario right there. But we'll see how that thing turns out.
Told you the Pirates were going to be good this year too.
I said the Pirates.
I'm just saying. I said the Pirates were going to be good.
Oh, okay. So check this out, guys. Go ahead, Rich.
The Pirates are Major League Baseball system, like in their league farm system. Like when the Pirates get good, they play a season, and at the end of the year, they start handing everybody out.
Well, hopefully they don't
That's
do
what
it.
They do.
Hopefully they don't do it this year. If they're in contention, like last year they was in contention when they fell off at the latter part of the year. So everybody had already packed their bags to go to Cancun for vacation. They's like, okay, we got 20 games left. We know we're not gonna make no moves. We're not gonna get up in the stadium. So we go ahead and play these out, and we're gonna go on about our business. But I think we might see a different team this year. They might not be a seller. They might be a buyer this year than a seller.
I don't think so. I mean, this is like historical Pittsburgh Pirates.
Well, yeah, last year,
like if you go down like the last 10, 15 years, up to last year.
Yeah, even last year.
And you see all the major talent that they let go because they didn't want to pay.
So let me ask you a question.
They have World Series. I mean, they're cool, all those guys.
So let me ask you a question. Why do you think that the Pirates why do you think the Pirates don't want to pay the players to stay there?
I don't understand it myself.
Okay.
I don't get it. I'm not drafting these great players and then getting them ready to go play for somebody else.
Okay.
I don't understand.
Okay. Hey, so congratulations, South Carolina Gamecock ladies basketball team. They did the thing yesterday. I didn't even get a chance to watch the game. Me and my wife went out to breakfast, and we was eating breakfast. I said, "Hey, you want to go to the outlets?" So I said, "Well, call your sister and see if your sister want to go." So we picked up her sister, took my nephew and his friend to Hershey Park, dropped them off, and went to the outlets in Lancaster. I bought this hat I got on my head. It took the guy an hour to do this hat, which was the reason why we was late getting back home. So we ended up listening to the game on the radio. And my wife's like, I don't want to listen to it on the radio. I want to watch it on TV. I said to her, I said, what you're missing is the thrill of listening to a game on the radio is the anticipation of the next play or the next second that happens, where she shoots the ball and it's the hesitation. I said, that's what you like about the radio part of it. So we finally got back. We parked the car, took the groceries out, finally got back, and they were in South Carolina had won the championship. So congratulations to the Lady Gamecocks. Tonight you have UConn against Purdue. Before we get off the air, we probably gave everybody's predictions, but I'm gonna say this: if UConn shoots free throws like they did the other night, they're not going to win. They're not going to win. Other news: John Calipari leaves Kentucky to go to Arkansas Razorbacks. I'm confused, delusional, or whatever the case may be. What is going on here? Now, I'm gonna say this about Calipari. I met the man personally. I think he's arrogant as hell. Excuse my French. But I think he's a decent coach, but there's always going to be a but. But how can you have over 35 players in the NBA and you only have one title? One title out of all those guys in the NBA. Think about all the guys that came out #1 from Kentucky that's in the NBA. Think about all the guys that have been drafted from Kentucky that's in the NBA. And you only got one title to show for it. And you haven't been to the Sweet 16, the Elite 8, or the Final Four in 4 or 5 years, and you lose to Oakland, and then you lose to whoever, like Florida A&M the year before last. Maybe it was time for him to go. But the question is, who's gonna replace him? And the thing about it is, has basketball passed him by as a coach for college basketball? Because now you got the portal, all right, and these guys are getting paid. Now I'm gonna say this, but we know some of them dudes are getting paid at Kentucky anyway. They just made it legal with the NIL deal. Like in Alabama, they just made it legal. You know what I'm saying? Everybody now everybody can do what Alabama and Florida does. I mean, Alabama and Kentucky do now. And you see who jumped ship. Nick Saban said, "I'm done. I can't do this no more." Then you had Calipari said, "Yup, I'm jumping ship. I can't do this no more." Now Calipari's staying in college basketball, but Nick Saban's leaving. And I'm gonna say this about Nick Saban. I really never talked about it before, but I'm gonna say this. I think with Nick Saban, he still could have coached football. Only thing you doing is recruiting, and if you got great assistant coaches around you, you're still gonna have a winning program. So I think that he got upset because everybody else has caught on to what he was doing. NIL deal made it even for everybody around him, and now Alabama is not being successful with recruiting people because now everybody can do what Alabama does. You look at Texas A&M, you look at Georgia, all of them giving out cash money to players to play at those places. And some of them don't even have to leave home. Some of them don't have to leave out the state. Family come see them play every weekend. You know what I'm saying? And now the situation in Kentucky, which is crazy because you had Tubby Smith win a title and he gets booted out. Then I can't remember who the coach was before him. But gosh, help me understand this thing about Calipari. Do you think that what do you think made him leave? The pressure? Was the pressure of winning a title? I'm gonna say no, because we talked about this a couple years ago about Calipari being the head coach at Kentucky, and people gonna get tired of this because the boosters had, look, man, you getting the top recruits from 1 through 5 to go to Kentucky, and you can't even win us a title. You can't get us in the Final Four. You can't get 16, Elite 8, Final Four, or even to a championship. So now they're tired. They're like, look, you can't get it done. We gotta find somebody else to get it done. So, who we got online here? We got somebody. We got Curry online. So Curry, I don't know if you just came online. Hello, but my question was, why do you think Calipari left Kentucky and went to little old Arkansas to be the head coach?
Good evening, guys. Hey, my personal opinion, I think he was probably from inside because Kentucky is used to winning championships with this guy named before Tubby Smith, Rick Pitino, and those guys were winning championships. Even Tubby Smith won one. And as long as
Calipari won one.
Calipari did it, he only won one. And they're paying him $8 million a year. They ain't paying him $8 million a year just to get knocked out in the first or second round of the NCAA tournament every year.
Absolutely.
That's just my opinion.
Absolutely. Matthew, what you got for me on Calipari?
The weird thing about is the timing of this announcement. It was right after the final 4 games were done. And we got to about midnight. And that's when breaking news broke out about it from CBS Sports. And he's got a lot of donors down there that are willing to donate more than what he did with Kentucky. And then I'd like to answer your question on who could be the next head coach for Kentucky. Because there's a little history with Calipari that might repeat here. Because before he was a head coach at Kentucky, he was the head coach at Memphis for about 6 years. And currently there's a head coach that's been there since 2018. But he might make the move up to Kentucky if Kentucky offers him, and that's Penny Hardaway.
Okay. Rich, what you got for us, Rich?
I mean, Calipari, I'm glad he left, actually. Like, I just don't know who they're going to put there, but his program was losing the fire. It was just losing. But I don't know who they're going to put there. They might just dead ass and throw him back on the sideline. You know. Maybe Roy Williams will come out of retirement for a season. I don't know. I've coached the Alabama coach. I think that's wrong, especially considering he just signed a new contract. And he took them to the Final Four like they on their way.
Okay.
So, you know, I don't know who's on there.
Okay. Mo?
I'm glad he left.
Mo, what you got for us?
Well, first of all, I think Calipari got tired of one and done. So I think in Arkansas, he can recruit not as good players who will stay longer, and they'll have more money to keep them on an NIL. So then he can build a better team to actually win championships without the stress of being at Kentucky. I think that's why he did it, because he felt the stress of winning. Now, for the next coach.
All right, go ahead. Next coach.
I think they try and bring back somebody from Kentucky. But I can't think of anybody right now. I've been thinking about coaches that played at Kentucky.
I got two people that I think is probably going to coach there. One's already a coach in the pros, and the other one, I'm not going. If I say it, you're gonna know who I'm talking about. I'm gonna leave that one silent until you get done. But go ahead.
Already coaching in the NBA.
Yep.
I don't know.
Okay.
I got nothing.
Okay. So
unless you're talking about Quinn Snyder.
Nope.
No, he didn't play. He didn't play the Duke, I think. I don't know who played at Kentucky.
Nope, it ain't him. So now I'm gonna say so. I'm gonna piggyback on what you said about the NIL deal. I don't know if that's a factor with him, because he was the one that said that he was okay with the guys coming there being one and done because he wanted them to go to the pros and get their money. So I don't know if the NIL deal is a factor for him to leave Kentucky. I think, like Rich said, I know he's getting a lot of heat from. I mean, Curry said a lot of heat from the alumni and the boosters about not making it into the. You got the Sweet 64, and I don't even know what's the 32. I don't even know the Happy 32. I don't know what that is or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But they never advanced in a while, right? But you have all these guys that go 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 in the draft, and you recruit the best players in the country to come to Kentucky, and you're not winning with them. You know what I'm saying? So I think that was a fact. I think there was a lot of pressure on him for that right there, especially if you're making $8 million a year, and you lose to Oakland, which I'm not putting nothing against Oakland, but let's see how many guys from that team from Oakland that's a senior or goes one and done, goes to the NBA and does well compared to the guys from Kentucky. The odds are against the guys from Oakland. You know what I'm saying? Kentucky's always yes.
Who would even knew that Oakland was Michigan before tournament?
I was getting ready to say the same thing. I'll get ready to bring it up. They're from Michigan. Nobody knew that they was from Michigan until he talked about it. So I don't think it's hard to find a coach to coach Kentucky. I think that Penny Hardaway might be a guy, but then Penny Hardaway got some stuff with him too. You know, he ain't as squeaky clean as he seems to be. But these are the coaches that they're saying that these are the coaches that they're saying that's going to that could replace Calipari. Okay. And as soon as I get my computer together over here. So one of the coaches they're saying is Nate Oates from Alabama Crimson Tide. I think he has some ties to Calipari. I'm not going to read his resume. You have Scott Drew from Baylor, head coach. Billy Donovan from the Chicago Bulls. Bruce Pearl from Auburn. Tommy Lloyd from Arizona State, Arizona Wildcats. Mark Pope from BYU. That's not going to work. TJ.
Where are they Kentucky though?
Yeah.
Mark Pope.
Oscarberger from Iowa State. Name came up. Rick Pitino, Red Storms. I'm not putting Rick Pitino in it because Rick Pitino is almost 80 years old. You know what I'm saying? And can he get the Red Storms where they need to go? Probably not, because again, you have this NIL deal. But at the same token, though, guys, if you surround yourself by young guys that know what they're doing at this time of age with the NIL deals, you'll get the players you need. And the only thing you got to do is learn how to coach them. Okay? To teach them how to play the game of basketball. Billy Donovan was one of the coaches that I said I think could possibly leave and go to Kentucky, right? He's had a hard time with the Bulls because they don't have a point guard, and they never has fixed that issue. I don't know if Billy Donovan sticks around next year to see Alonzo Ball come back and be the point guard that he needs him to be, because he's 2 years older than what he was before, and that's a lot of basketball he's missed because of your knees. And even though you had surgery on your knees and things of that nature, we all know that when we first come in this world, we were not meant to be cut on, opened up, or anything like that. Somebody said, let me cut on you and see if I can repair what's broken and then sew you back up. And only thing I do is just walk a little bit, exercise a little bit, and you should be back to 100%. But what gets me is when people have surgeries and they come back and say, I'm better than I was before I had the surgery, but they replace a muscle with a rubber band. Like, you know, I'm saying to myself, that don't sound good to me, you know, in a sense. So again, I went off on a tangent, but again, going back to Kentucky, I think the perfect coach for Kentucky would be Rajon Rondo. He's from Kentucky. Yeah. He's from Kentucky, right? And he starts off in college. He has the basketball IQ that most players don't have. If you listen to people talk, they're like, yo, his IQ is off the chart. And he's from there. He's won a title. He played with them. He got him in the final. He got him in the Sweet 16 or something like that. So I think he would be the perfect coach for them. And I think Billy Donovan would be a coach. No, I don't think Bob Hurley's leaving Connecticut because, like, I'm gonna ask y'all guys a question. Anybody know who anybody know who the governor of Connecticut is? But if I say who's the coach of UConn, you know who it is, right? You know who the coach of UConn is, boys and girls, but you don't even know who the governor of Connecticut is. So that's how much power he has, right? Bob Hurley wins tonight, he can write his own ticket, but he's not going to leave UConn because he's already got a program set up that he got it going on up there. So Kentucky, I'm just saying, get off around the $4 million to go to Kentucky and teach him how to play basketball the right way. I think that would be the excellent job for him. Even though I want him on the Boston Celtics staff, but I would love to see him go back to college and develop players the way they need to be developed. Understand the fundamental part of the game of basketball. Pass when you know you're supposed to pass, shoot when you know you're supposed to shoot. Everyone plays. I would love for him to be the next coach for Kentucky.
I have a guy I think that can make with players today.
Go ahead.
And I don't want to come back, to college or not, but Brad Stevens.
His name has been brought up, and he's already said that he's not leaving Boston. He said he's not happy with it. He's not, and see, he's not happy with the NIL deal. And see, now coaches are saying, yo, it's funny how the coaches don't like it, but when the coaches get up and leave whenever they want to, it's okay. But now when the player get up and want to leave, now it's a problem. You know what I'm saying? So you can't have it both ways as a head coach now in today's game. You know what I'm saying? So you were doing it before. Oh, I'm leaving, and whatever. And I'm leaving, but the next coach coming, I tell him to keep you on the staff. Coach like, yo, he's not even under. He's not nowhere where I want to be as far as his ability to help me win games. So I can't offer no scholarship. Now you gotta go. You know what I'm saying?
I see your point on that. And but in all fairness to the coaches that jump around, it's not like the coaches go one place and stay a year and jump around and go to another team. And you like the players. Now these players, they move around, their third team before they can get out of college. But at least the coaches tend to stick around for a few years before they leave, unless they get fired.
I'm gonna give you a coach right now who's been, I think, at 3 programs. Chip Kelly, Notre Dame, to the pros. Then he went somewhere else, and then he went to USC.
Oregon.
Now he's not even at USC no more. And now he's No, I don't think so.
No, he was at Oregon.
Yeah, so look, so that's one guy who's been he didn't jump ship a lot. He didn't wave that white flag a lot to get where he got to go. But
Bobby Petrino did that too.
Yeah, because he started at
But whatchamacallit? But at least whatchamacallit, Kelly was at UCLA for 5 years.
Yeah, but he was he came from the pros from where? Notre Dame?
Atlanta.
New Hampshire,
Oregon. He came from Oregon. And Oregon. Then he went to the Eagles.
San Francisco. Then UCLA. Then Oregon. Then Ohio State he's the offensive coordinator and that quarterback coach.
Yeah. But that's just one guy that jumped ship. But I would love to see. I think Rondo would be the perfect coach for Kentucky. He's younger. He has a better understanding of the young guys. He probably ain't crazy about the NIL deal as well. Go ahead, Mo.
This is what I was talking about. So he was Bobby Petrino.
Okay.
I'm gonna go all the way back. 1983. Graduate assistant at Carroll, graduate assistant. 1984, graduate assistant at Weber State. 1985 to 96, Carroll offensive coordinator. 87, 88, Weber State tight end coach. 89, Idaho quarterback coach. 1990-91, Idaho offensive coordinator. 1992 to 93, Arizona State quarterback coach. 94, Nevada offensive coordinator, quarterback coach. 1995 through 97, Utah State offensive coordinator. 1998, Louisville offensive coordinator, quarterback coach. 1999 and 2000, Jacksonville Jaguars quarterback coach. 2001, Jacksonville Jaguars offensive coordinator. 2002, Auburn offensive coordinator.
Man.
2003 through 2006, Louisville. 2007, Atlanta Falcons. 2008 through 2011, Arkansas. 2013, Western Kentucky. These are all head coach jobs. 2014 through 2018, Louisville. 2020 through 2022, Missouri State. 2023, Texas A&M offensive coordinator. 2024, Arkansas offensive coordinator. This guy jumps around more than everybody, except for maybe Matt Canada. Matt Canada's probably the worst ever. He ain't never been a head coach.
I bet you he got freaking flyer miles. He can fly anywhere in the world for free.
That dude's been everywhere.
Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. All right, guys. So, going on to more basketball news. The NAIA bans transgender athletes from women's sports. Agree or disagree? Dana, you on the line?
Yes, sir.
All right, Dana. I'll wait for you to come on so we can talk about this with you. Come on. How do you feel about this? They said that no transgender can play in women's sports in college. What's your thoughts on that?
You know, the show that I mean, it's not fair. Like, you know, reading about the track, I've seen about the trans boys, whatever, and cried and said, only the only guys, girls who were real. I was supposed to stop the foolishness.
Dana, are you talking to your phone, or do you got an earpiece on, or what?
No, I'm talking into my phone.
But see, that right there, that sounds good. Whatever you did right there, it sounds good. Okay. Everything else, it sounds muffled.
You hear me now?
Yeah. So whatever.
Okay, so
right there you go. Keep it there.
What? Okay, whatever. Okay, I gotta come. My laptop.
Okay. Betty.
Okay, so, but yeah, I didn't need the whole. That's not fair. I mean, that's really amazing. It's a woman.
Okay.
I just think you should go down with you. I think if anybody well, cool. All these and let them be.
Okay. Okay. So if you don't know it or not, Dawn Staley said, she made a comment that about transgenders playing girls basketball. She said if she's a girl, let her play. And she something about if she's a girl, it was like a double talk, kind of like what she said about it. And she got some slack back behind that situation. But Betty, as a female, what do you think about this? How do you feel about them telling you that transgender cannot play in any women's sports in college sports? Are you okay with that?
Yes.
Why are you okay?
Because if you're born with a male part, you play with the male. If you go with a female part, you stay with the female. But you're transitioning there. That's not cool.
Okay. Anybody else disagree about? Does it matter? Do they care? Okay. So I guess everybody agree with us.
I care.
I care.
Real quick.
Because it's taking away opportunities.
From women.
Okay. And that's the key right there, opportunities. And like when me and Dana were talking before, there was two young ladies that was running track and they lost scholarships because they lost to two transgender men And the school that was giving the scholarship didn't know it till after the fact, and then they offered them back to them. Like they, the parents were like really upset about this whole situation. So now you in my pocket, you're taking away a scholarship from me, because you ran fast. I mean, now they want to give you a scholarship, but when you find out who it is, then you're like, well, maybe I don't want to do that. I'm just saying, I'm like, if you're gonna do this, start a transgender league and rock out with it. We're gonna follow you. We're gonna support you.
I don't think there's any way to legislate it to make it fair. It's not hormones. You've already come with like, what says this? The NAIA policy notes every other sport includes some combination of strength, speed, and stamina, providing competitive advantages for male student athletes outside of cheer and competitive games. I don't see any way you can make a fair playing field for a person that was born a male against a woman that was born a female.
I agree. I totally agree. I totally agree.
And I'm not saying that women are not good as men. I believe that Serena Williams could beat men on the men's tennis tour. But I'm saying that I don't think she should have. That's why we have men and women's sports.
Okay.
Wait, did he say that he thinks that Serena will beat men on the women's tour? On the men's tour?
Yeah, he's saying he think that she could beat some men playing tennis. Is that what you said, Mo?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not the guys that are serving probably 130 miles per hour. I would love to see her versus Jokic.
Wait a minute, Mo. Go ahead, Rich.
And she said to play for them. Oh, my fault.
Go ahead, Rich.
I didn't hear Mo talking.
No, go ahead, Rich.
Oh, I just was in the interview where Serena was talking about that. She was like, they said Andy Murray. They Andy Murray. And she said Andy Murray would beat me 6-0, 6-0, like 6-2 in the third just to let her get a couple of sets. She was like, the faster, the bigger, the stronger, they hit the ball harder. Like, she gave a whole laundry list of reasons why she's not going to beat any of them dudes. Well, I don't know. I'm just saying what she's going off of what she said.
And if you guys think about this too as well, like when they were saying about Caitlin Clark being able to play, and I'm joking about the NBA because I'm joking about it because of the way the NBA is played right now. They don't play no defense, but like they were talking about her playing 3-on-3, and these are older guys that played in the league. That when you play in the league, they play defense. They gave you an elbow. You know what I'm saying? They made you feel when there's an and one, you felt the and one. You know what I'm saying? You got the Jordan rule on you on 3-on-3 because that's when them guys play. But in all actuality, she can't play with the guys. It's just a different type of game compared to women and guys. Comparing them each other to play against each other, I just don't think that. I think eventually we might not see it, but I think there will be women playing in the NBA. Because it just make that it's gonna make it that much competitive, in a sense of watching the game. But the thing about it is though, is like what I think, going on, piggybacking off the transgender situation and looking at the game against Carolina, South Carolina, in Iowa, a lot of people made that to be evil against good, or bad against good, or good against bad, whatever the case may be, with Caitlin, and maybe more Angel Reese than anything else. But I'm gonna say this: I think what the college girls have done is they upped the ante a little bit more in the WNBA. Now, Caitlin, who scores easily in college basketball. And granted that in college basketball, you have certain players that are there for scholarship. You have some that are walk-ons. You have some that's transfers. You know what I'm saying? So on your team, you're maybe not playing with the best of the best, but you're playing with the best 10 or 12 from that college, right? But I think that going forward, Angela Reese, Caitlin Clark, and the young lady from South Carolina, hopefully they can raise that bar to WNBA and make it more competitive. And now I'm telling you, the women in the WNBA is waiting for Caitlin Clark to get there. They waiting. Tarasi said it's a different ball game than it is in college, because now you got the best of the best in women's basketball, and you're going to get the best of the best because the league is not that big. So you're going to see the finer players play at the WNBA level more because of less teams. So the talent pool is going to be greater. And this is what I try to explain to somebody about the NBA. When the NBA had 8 or 12 teams, I'm like, those teams were great back then because the talent they had was all within those 12 teams, you know? So you can't never say that basketball is better now than it was before then, but basketball is kind of watered down because you have so many teams right now. But again, going to the WNBA, you got 12 teams and you're gonna have the best 12 players. Some gonna get cut, some goes overseas, somebody goes to another league, what have you. That's what happened. But hopefully they move this level up. The only problem I see with the WNBA right now is the time frame that the games come on. That's the biggest problem. The commissioner needs to figure something out. You know what I'm saying? Even if they got to go to play, if they got to go to playing during basketball season, and it's a double header. If you live in a city that got 2 teams, you have a double header. You have the girls playing at one time, you have the men's playing at one time. Now that may be a long time to be in arena, but they get the publicity, they get the TV time, and they're playing during the season that basketball playing. The biggest issue with WNBA is they play in the summertime, where now you have golf, you have NASCAR, you have the NBA finals, you have the UFL now, you have NASCAR, you have golf, and I'm thinking of something. And then this year you have the Olympics coming up. So their ratings are not going to be that good going forward this year because you got so much going on. That to me, that's the only thing that's hurting the WNBA is now the commissioner didn't figure that thing out. He needs to figure it out. But the draft is coming up, and it's going to be really interesting how this draft goes going forward. And this is the thing that really amazed me. South Carolina lost all 5 of the players to the WNBA. They had a brand new starting 5 this year. They wasn't even ranked in the top 10 at the beginning of the season. Right? Wasn't even ranked. 38-0. How many people talked about the 38-0 part of it other than the good versus evil situation? And I said something to my wife. I said, now watch how often they talk about being 38-0 compared to the Caitlin story against what's the big girl's name for Carolina? Oh man, I can't think right now. Cordoza. Yeah. So that's the part that, and my wife's like, wow, she says, and I said to her, even at the end of the game, how they had the cameras more on Iowa than they had on South Carolina. I said, see, that's the media portraying a certain image. I said, now they need to take this, what they're doing, they need to flip it into a positive thing. Like I keep saying to everybody, Larry Bird versus Magic in the WNBA, and it may rock. It may rock if we can get that done. Matthew, I didn't get a chance to ask you about what was it? Man, my thoughts are off right now. Your thoughts on the transgender message that the in NAIA had presented to the league. How do you feel about that?
I feel like the NAIA made a great decision today. It just shows a good reality, because if you had a transition person go into, like, let's say women's basketball, then you know that that person's going to be the person that's always going to be getting the ball, because they're more physical within their blood system, like compared to a woman. But for the most part, I am definitely on board with the NAIA today.
All right, so I think most people feel that same way about it. Man, that's great conversation. Moving on to real quick. Let's go ahead and get this out the way, because actually with the tournament we down to 2 people. Somebody with the first initials N, last name is DIA, I think, and Dawn Reeves. Dawn Reeves is going for Connecticut, and I don't know who the other person is going with, but it's 2 people. Mo got kicked out because he had NC State winning it all, but points wise he's right there. But you know how that is. Only thing Mo can do is sit back and enjoy it right now. He can sit back and enjoy it. Mo, tonight who you got?
UConn, baby.
You got who?
Purdue beat NC State, so I'm going UConn.
Why are you picking UConn?
Better team. Better overall runs. Better defensive team. If Purdue shoots like they shot against NC State, no chance.
Okay. Curry, who you got?
I got UConn tonight. I'm pulling for Purdue, but I just think that UConn is just too much for them. If you look at, they beat everybody, man. They beat teams, and they even just beat them by 20 points. They were blowing them out. So I just don't think they're gonna be able to keep up with them.
Rich, who you got?
I'm gonna go against the grain and do Purdue, but I think I'm gonna stick with UConn too. I don't know. They're well coached.
Okay.
You know, and I think that Purdue's not, but UConn's serious.
Okay. Matthew, who you got?
I got UConn doing an East Coast slide on Purdue tonight.
Dana, who you got?
Man, it's all that day the clips. I want to see the new voice of Twitter. I got Purdue with the upset tonight. Due to the clips of cares with everybody. I'm going to see all the big dogs this year. I'm taking Purdue by 8 tonight.
Okay. Rasu, we got Rasu on the line with us. Hey, welcome, Rasu. Betty, who you got?
Good.
UConn.
Rasu, you got Purdue, right?
Yeah, I got Purdue. I got Purdue by 6.
Why are you picking Purdue?
Purdue has the center. I think they have a good chance of taking UConn.
Okay. Do I got everybody? Let me see who else is out there. Oh, we got Lou out there. Lou, who you got?
UConn. It's going to be a very tight game. Right? I'm not going to say it's going to be a blowout because the first UConn has their own separate weapons. Zach Edey, and that's the number 1 player in college basketball. But I think UConn might have to overtake it.
Okay.
Ever so slightly low.
Did I miss anybody that's on the live right now that's called in? I think I got everybody. I like UConn, but I gotta go with Purdue. And the reason why I'm saying this, when games get tight, the butt get tight, and it's just one of those things. Now, UConn's been there before, but what you guys gonna see is true basketball tonight. What I mean by that, you ain't gonna see a lot of threes being shot. You're gonna see a ball going inside the paint to the big man. This is gonna be a game that's you're gonna make some threes, but it's gonna be old school basketball.
Yeah.
Ball in the paint. That's what I want to see. And I think Purdue wins that battle right there. I think they do. Now, if they go out and blow UConn, I mean Purdue out, I won't be surprised. But I just think Purdue fundamentally sound or better than UConn. The only problem I got with UConn is that their free throw shooting has not been the greatest, you know, and that's what scares me, because when it comes down to it, like I said, when the game gets tight and the butt gets tight, you just don't play the way you're supposed to play. And so that's why I want to go with Purdue. But I think that UConn should pull it out. I think that should be I think UConn should pull it out. I like to see Bobby Hurley get another ring, and call it, so we can call it a semi dynasty. Where we at on time? Oh, so we're good. We're good on time. So let's see. We talked about Calipari. Talk about the next coach. So I read an article. My father-in-law, I talked to my father-in-law. Well, my wife talks to my father-in-law almost every Sunday, right? So we were talking, and he said to me, he said, son-in-law, he said, did you hear about the article about Micah Parsons? I was like, no, Dad, what article are you talking about? He said, well, there's an article out there saying that the organization is tired of his shenanigans. I'm like, well, I'm trying to figure out what shenanigans they're talking about, because I know he has a podcast, right? What professional basketball player don't have a podcast no more? You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
right.
I'm like, I'm not. What else? I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, what else could there be that he's doing that everybody's upset with him in the organization? Because that's what they wanted Micah, and they got Micah. I said, and he's not in the social media talking about, you know, getting paid or anything like that. Haven't heard anything from him. But in the article, it's saying that the organization, the people in the organization, is a little fed up with shenanigans. And I think this is a ploy to not want to pay him. Now, like I told you guys before, I talked to a reporter about him once before about character issues. And I brought up to him, I said, I don't think he has any character issues. I said, he's a humble young man that I know of. I said, I've never been disrespectful in front of me or around me. I said, you know, I said he loves his mom and he respects his mom, so he tries not to do anything disrespectful, you know, that would make his mom feel bad. I said, and when he went to Penn State, all that he wanted to do was win games. I said, now there was an issue up there in the locker room. I said, but why do information in the locker room get out to the media when it's a team thing? That's the part that kind of bothered me. But I said to him, I said, so you think he got character issues? He said, yeah, I think he has some character issues. He said, there's some things that you didn't bring up that you probably don't know nothing about. I said, well, maybe there could be some things. I said to him, I said, but what about my man Mac Jones for Alabama? I said, he goes out drinking, underage, gets license that's not his, wrecks a car, get a DUI. I said, who has more character issues than that? I said, who has the gonads to do that? And only thing you do is get to sit down a half. So you get a DUI, you wreck a car because you could have killed somebody. He could be in jail right now. I'm glad it didn't happen. I said, but we talking about character issues here, right? He's like, yeah. I said, so who has the worst character issues? So I don't know what's going on in Dallas. And I think Dallas does take care of him. If Dallas lets him walk, it'd be. I think Dallas loses a bunch of fans behind this, and I think it'd be a big mistake to let him walk. You draft a guy that want to be there, that's always been a Cowboy fan all their life. You know what I'm saying? As a kid growing up, he got to play for the high school that he want to play for. He got to play for the college he want to play for, and now he get an opportunity to play for the pro team that he loved as a kid growing up. Where else do you see that happen? It doesn't happen that often. that you get drafted like that. So I don't know where is this coming from, but they're saying it's coming from inside the building. So this is all about money, I think. And at the end of the day, guys, think about this. When you talk about the NBA and the commissioner, he's user friendly. We talk about the NFL and they talk about friends or business. They say, well, our business friend is YouTube television. Our business friend is Peacock. Our business friend is this, that, and the third. You don't hear that in the NBA. So when you're a player in the NFL, they're not your friend. They want to win with you, but they want to get you at the cheapest price they can possibly get you at. And I think where the issue lies is that Micah has played defensive end more than he's played linebacker, but they're going to pay him as a linebacker, right? So now you're not looking at Bosa money. You're looking at Patrick Quinn money. You're looking at that type of money you're looking at, which is a lot less than what a defensive end looks at. You know what I'm saying?
But I haven't heard try and get that TJ Watt money. Which is the same.
That's not happening. He's not gonna get TJ Watt money. He's not.
He ain't good as TJ Watt.
He ain't good as TJ Watt.
No, but TJ Watt's not the highest paid linebacker either, all right? The linebacker from Baltimore is the highest paid.
TJ Watt TJ Watt makes like $28 million.
TJ Watt makes like $28 million.
But Pierce has got a new contract after TJ Watt did.
Who?
The linebacker for Baltimore.
Roquan Smith?
Roquan Smith?
Is it Smith? I said Pierce. I meant Smith. Yeah. So that's what they're going off of, right? But now I'm gonna say this. What's gonna happen in the future if they pay him as a linebacker? If I'm in the pros and I got a guy that's coming to the pros, is being drafted, and he plays defense end, he can play defense end, he can play nose tackle, he can play linebacker, he can play all of it. I'm gonna say, sign me up as an athlete. I want to be paid as an athlete, not a position, but an athlete. Because what happens now if you play defensive end, more snaps than you play linebacker or down man, now they gotta pay you for the percentage of plays that you played at the position. So you gotta think, man. You gotta think outside the box, baby. You gotta think outside the box. And my agent, I'll be telling my agent, yo, I want to be paid as an athlete because I'm an athlete. And you look at and just think about this. They thought about putting Micah back there for punt returns and kick returns. Athlete. You know what I'm saying? So this stuff about to change because now they're gonna pay him as a linebacker, and now it's a defensive end. So this is where it gets a little sticky. But at the same token, though, they got to do what's best for them. And the reason why they're in the situation they're in is because they gave Dak all that money. But now they got to give Dak money. They got to get CeeDee Lamb money. They got to give Micah money. You know what I'm saying? They let the one lineman go, but Jerry Jones said, I believe in this team. This team is going to take me to the promised land. Unless they're going to draft the best players in the draft at the position they need, it's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen.
They don't have enough cap room. They're in the red. They don't have enough cap rooms.
Exactly.
So they're not going to pay Parsons this year. They're going to pay him next year.
But the thing about it is that do you let him become a free agent? Because if you let him become a free agent, then that's a problem.
No, they're going to franchise tag him. They're going to have to.
Oh, and I'm going to say this, at the franchise tag him, but he's definitely going to leave after that because now they don't value him. You get that. You get that 1 year.
They gave Dak a big payday, and then now they gave CeeDee Lamb a partial payday when he was a rookie. Now you got this dead cap room right there, and then you got to bring in the undrafted rookies because and then you have to draft at the lower spot. I think it's around 3rd and 4th. You would have to sign those rookies. So you're going to have to let somebody on the roster go.
Well, now the thing about it is
special teams.
Their cap is going to be okay come next year, even though the cap's not going to go up like it did this year, but they're going to have a little bit of room. But it's not going to be that big of enough room. But the thing about it is that I don't know if Dak's going to be around next year. And I don't know how they could keep Dak without getting to the NFC Championship game. If they don't get to the NFC Championship game, I don't see McCarthy staying there. I don't see Dak staying there. I think they both leave and they start all over with a new head coach and a new quarterback. You know, but again,
I don't think they're going to make the playoffs this year.
Oh, I think they are. I think Dallas makes it. I think Dallas wins the division. To be honest with you, I think they win the division.
Mm.
Now you're a Commander fan, so that's why you're saying that. But in all actuality, I'm not. I don't have a nickel in that dime, but I don't see. I don't know if that drop off from the Eagles are that significant. Because there's going to be a lot of pressure on their coach to win. And Dallas coach, he said, I ain't got nothing to lose. You know, you don't want to keep me around this year, so I'm all in for whatever I got to do to make the team win. So I think they're the most scariest team in that division right now because what they have to lose. What does Dak have to lose? What does McCarthy have to lose? Because if they don't win, then they're going to go somewhere else, right? The good thing about Dak.
This is what I was talking in my show about the same issue. But check this out: who improved their offense over the off season in the free agency?
Well,
I get
all of that. I get all of that. But again, on paper it looks good, right? On paper looks good. But in actuality, we got to see how this thing turns out. I don't.
Lost the center though.
I don't know if
the guy who makes all the calls on the offensive line.
You talking about the Eagles?
Yeah, he said Saquon.
Yeah, he said they added Saquon, but they lost the center.
Yeah,
right?
they lost Kelsey.
And they're talking about him trying to get him to come back. I think he's done for. But that's why I don't believe in the Eagles. That's why I think that Dallas still is a team in the division to beat. So, but again, getting back to Micah though, is I think that going forward, when you get drafted, I'm an athlete. When you're tied in like Kittles and those guys, and they put you out as a wide receiver, I'm an athlete. Whatever position I play the most. And Rich, you can contest to this. When Kittle's contract came up, Kittle said, I want to be paid as a wide receiver because I'm in the wide receiver slot more than I am in tight end, right? So if you come in, if your agent says he's coming in as an athlete, now that changes the ball game for the players. Because now, how do you measure an athlete? How do you measure an athlete? Money-wise. See what I'm saying? That's how you get over it. That's how you get over it. That's how you get over it. Next up, guys, the trade for Trey Diggs to the Texans. Everybody in the AFC is I know they're mad.
Stephon Diggs.
What'd I say?
Trey.
I said Stephon Diggs, right?
The Trey Diggs.
Oh, I'm sorry. Stephon Diggs. I know everybody in the AFC is mad, including me. Right? So if you got a team in the AFC, you're pissed off right now. Because
I'm not.
This added piece right here could put them over the top.
You're a crybaby.
They could put him over the top. Mo shaking his head no. Who else we got who else got a team in the AFC other than me, Mo?
Dana said no.
Dana says no. Because he's a Dolphin fan. Dana.
He gonna kill a young dude confidence.
Dana.
He did to Josh.
What you mean? What he do to Josh? Oh, stop, Dana. Dana, stop. Dana, stop. Stop.
He's going to kill him.
Dana, stop.
He's going to kill him.
Dana, stop.
I agree with Dana.
Dana, that's because y'all, see, this is between me and y'all, because see, I like the Browns, right? But I'm not gonna throw no shade on Houston, because this move with Houston puts them up there, and Vegas has Baltimore, like have Kansas City, Baltimore, then the Texans to go to the Super Bowl. Pittsburgh is down the end. Dolphins is down the end. The Browns is down the end. The Jets is down the end. All the other teams that they got. No, I don't. But I'm gonna say this to you: when you go somewhere that you want to be, you're gonna perform a whole lot better than being somewhere you don't want to be. And trust and believe me, being in Houston is a whole lot better than being in Buffalo, because they ain't built that stadium yet, the indoor stadium yet. So he ain't got to worry about the cold weather no more. And if you look at Houston's schedule, yo, Dana, so why is it when it don't apply to your team? Like, you was all in on Dolphins going 10-1 last year before they lost the game, but we didn't say on paper they look good. We was like, well, they got a chance. Me and Mo, we knew that wasn't going to happen, right, Mo?
Listen,
Mo, don't leave me here by myself.
Yes, you're right about that.
But see the thing, but see, you
gonna kill him. Listen, wrong.
Dana, stop. Dana, listen to me. Dana, listen to me. You can't do a podcast and not be 50-50 when it comes to certain things like this. That upgrade,
I don't believe it.
That's an upgrade for him, right? They said gotta do a lot. He ain't gotta do a lot there. Look, they got Joe Mixon in the backfield.
Wait,
right? He got to stay healthy.
Upgrade. What's an upgrade for him?
Say that.
What's an upgrade for him? You said this is an upgrade. What's an upgrade?
Him going to the Texans is an upgrade.
No.
I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna tell you why it's an upgrade, because first of all, Josh Allen wants to sometimes he wants to be the guy, and he can't be the guy, but he always wants to be the guy. And the only thing you gotta do is throw the football to where it needs to be thrown at, right? That it proved in the playoff game. You saw what he did in the playoff game. You know what I'm saying? He wants to take over. Man, just do what you got.
On the field.
Dana, like Belichick said, just do your job. Just do your job. Just only thing he said, just do your job. Just do your job. Don't worry. Don't about stuff. Do your job. Just do your job. I'm gonna say this to you. Odell Beckham left Cleveland and went to the Rams. Did you hear him complaining? I ain't hear him complain about nothing. And if he went towards ACL, he probably would have got MVP for Super Bowl. Ain't complain. He didn't complain. So what you gotta realize though, and I think everybody understands this, but I gotta give it to you in a realization. When you're playing sports, what you want to do is get the best people around you, so you have to do less. So when you have to do more, you can perform at that high level. I'm gonna give you an example.
That's what big thing is.
I'm gonna give you an example. The Reds, when I got Von Miller, right? Von Miller helps out Aaron Donald, because now Aaron Donald had to get double teamed twice, or 2 times, or 3 times, whatever. So that leaves Von Miller open to do whatever he got to do. It panned off against San Francisco, right? Because the defense stopped them, and it panned off for them in the Super Bowl because the defense stopped them. That's what you're trying to do. You're not trying to get. He's not going to be an all-pro. He's just going down there to be a part of the cog to make that team work better. And we're already, from what we're seeing, the team's already there. The only issue we see and if anybody disagrees with me, please chime in. Is that this is C.J. Stroud's second year, sophomore year, and we know the second year quarterbacks they struggle a little bit because now we figure out what he does well, what he does wrong, so we try to figure it out and put it in a game plan, right? If he comes out and he's balling again, right, and now you got Stephon, you got the Diggs there as a wide receiver, in H-Town, in the dome, where the weather's nice all year long, that dude's gonna ball out. I'm telling you. And don't get mad. Don't get mad because they're AFC team. I'm mad because they're AFC team. I'm upset about it. But you know what? Again, you gotta go out and play the game. But on paper, as Dana want to say, is that they're good. And I think that's an upgrade. And this is and Dana, this is the weird thing about it. If you go back and look at the draft picks that the Texans got in return, it was written to say, yo, we don't even want you here no more. They gave away some draft picks to send him away. So there was something going on up in Buffalo, and he kept it quiet. Did he come out and talk about it? No, he didn't. Anybody would say something, he would ignore it. He would never say anything about it. Now, when he's in Minnesota, that's a whole different story. When he's in Minnesota, that's a different story, right?
You have to say that about it. He let his brother do it.
There you go. But he didn't have, but he didn't say anything about it. So you can't get mad at him for not saying anything because he didn't do it. Now, what his brother says is a whole different story. Yeah, I believe it.
You believe that he didn't say his brother? You believe his brother he want to leave?
But Dana, check this out. He could have went to Dallas if he wanted to. Now there was there was rumors that there were other trades that was made, but they said we're gonna send you here because a couple of trades were in the AFC, and it's like, nah, we're not doing that. No, it was one team within the division. I think it might have been the Patriots or it might have been the Jets. And they said, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're gonna trade you somewhere else. If we see you, we might see you twice a year, and that's it. No, we're not gonna see it. We don't want to see you 3 times a year if we gotta see you. But again, then if you go back and watch, I love Josh Allen. That's the dude I wanted for the Browns. Baker Mayfield, I didn't want him. I wanted Josh Allen. So I love Josh Allen, but he gotta take some of the blame for this. He gotta take some of the blame for this. Anybody got any comments? Anybody else got any comments on this one at all? Any comments from anybody?
This is actually a very perfect thing for Houston. Because in return, we get more draft picks than Buffalo did. If you look at their depth chart, there's one slot left in the wide receiver position in the third wide receiver core, and they could use one of those draft picks that they got from Buffalo and use it this year. So that Stephon Diggs can train the rookie wide receiver to be similar to him, so that down the road, that rookie wide receiver has the playing style like him, but better.
Okay. Rich, you was about to say something?
I was just going to agree with you that this is a major upgrade at the wide receiver position. Nico Collins showed up last season. Tate Dell, he got hurt, but he was balling. Had Stephon Diggs to that equation. The only downside to Stephon Diggs being there is that he does not show up in big games. And so, and it's been a couple years that he's done that. So there's a trend, but luckily they got Nico and Tank, and they can still pick up a free agent or two, along with the rookie that they pick up this year maybe. This is loaded. They ready.
Yeah, Dana and Mo, they just hating because they're in the AFC. That means that they taking the.
I got a comment on that.
Go ahead, Curry.
I'm not seeing what you're seeing with that Stephon Diggs. Being a Dolphins fan, I watched him play in games when they really wasn't playing the Dolphins, and I just didn't see it. he gets mad, he pouts on the sideline, can't get along with his quarterback. And he had the same problem when he was in Minnesota. They couldn't wait to get him out of there. So they shipped it out to Buffalo. Now, Buffalo just basically gave him away. So
exactly.
Man, you take him, we take him, we get rid of him. Man, we don't want him. And do you really want that guy surrounded by your young quarterback that's coming? He come in there and out with that quarterback because he ain't getting enough ball. No, I don't see it. I think it's gonna hurt Buffalo more than it's gonna help Houston, because Buffalo completed wide receivers. They don't have nobody now.
So
they got to have 2 wide receivers.
So Curry, think about it like this. Okay, he was in Minnesota, got traded to Buffalo. That might not be where he wanted to go, but Minnesota's like, this is the best deal. This is the best deal we got coming to us, right? And then secretly, Buffalo puts him out there and says, "Yo, we want to, go out try to find a trade. If it looks good enough for us, we'll send you where you want to go." And the best trades they said was within the division. They said, "We're not doing that." You know what I'm saying? So now he's somewhere he wants to be, right? And again, he don't have to do a lot because you got other players around him that can step up and make the game easier for everybody on the offensive line. I mean, on the offensive side of the ball. That makes life so much easier. Look at how much the wide receiver for Cincinnati, what's his name, that went there after Joe Burrows got there. Look how he helped develop that offense as a wide receiver. You know what I'm saying? So
those 2 guys played together in college.
Right, but the thing about it is that when he got to the league, he was showing out because he needed him to play that way. I don't think Houston needs him to do that. He just need to do his job. And I think whenever you're somewhere you want to be, and you're happy about being there, you have a different attitude about playing. And I agree. I get it that sometimes he take plays off, right? Sometimes he don't show up in big games, but then when you have a quarterback like Kirk Cousins who gets his money for throwing 5-yard slants and everybody runs 95 yards and you get them numbers, so that balloons your contract up, you'll get mad about that. And then you have Josh Allen who wants to run the football when he needs to throw the football. And just be the quarterback you need to be for that team and not do too much, then you're okay. But he is the dude.
Why can't you hold Stephon Diggs to the same set of standards by telling him to do his job? I mean, he dropped a clear pass in that playoff game.
Definitely, he hit
it right on the hand.
He definitely did. He definitely did do that.
Hey, hold him to the same set of standards.
He definitely does. He definitely did drop it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, and I hold him to the same standards as well. But again, I don't think it was all peaches and cream in Buffalo. We thought that they should have been to Super Bowl at least 2 times with this team they had, right? But Stephon Diggs is not the reason why they lost. He didn't catch a ball bounce off his chest and they called it for an interception or anything like that. He didn't fumble the ball at the end of the game where they could have won. Most of the games that Buffalo have lost in the playoffs, it comes back on Josh Allen not performing at the level they need to perform at because he wants to do too much. But I'm saying, Stephon, go ahead.
I disagree with that.
Go ahead.
I think that Josh Allen does too much because Stephon Diggs was the only target that he really had out there. He came on a little bit kind of late. And then they have, their running game is so up and down. There's just no consistency in that offense.
I agree with that.
Josh Allen has to do too much.
But you see what happens when he does. You see what happens when he does do too much. They don't get to the Super Bowl. They don't get to the AFC Championship game.
Well, what's the option? What's his other option?
Well,
he can't throw the ball to Stephon Diggs 20 times a game.
No, but I think they address some of the issues on the offseason. The running back position is good. You know what I'm saying? I think they're good at the running back position. I think the problem was them going out and give Von Miller all that money, and now they salary strapped right now. And you see what they did? They cut most all the defensive backs that started. So they have to rebuild over. So this gives Miami an opportunity to win a division easily this year if they do it right. Because I don't think Buffalo wins the division after everything they've done on this off season. I think that it's Miami division to lose. You know, long as Tua can stay healthy. I'm just saying. But now you see what Josh Allen did. He took a pay cut to bring some players back into the fold. And like I was saying earlier, that you're starting to see a lot of quarterbacks do that now. Huh?
He took a pay cut. He restructured.
No, he restructured his contract.
Okay, there's a difference.
Yeah, well, a pay cut restructure. I consider all of them the same because you move some money from somewhere, you give it to them a bonus, so now they can use the money somewhere else. To me, it's all the same.
When you ask them to take a pay cut, usually they decline.
Right. Well, I mean, I'm not saying pay cut or how they maneuver the contract, but he adjusted the money, and I know we had talked about this a while ago about do we think more quarterbacks would do that? And majority of people said no, but you're starting to see Patrick Mahomes did it. Deshaun Watson had done it. Now Josh Allen has done it. So you're going to see it happening from a lot of quarterbacks because the problem what it is that now you get that big lump sum up front and they say, okay, well, you got the majority of money right now, so go ahead and give us a little bit back, or let's move it here or move it there so we can get this player to come here and play whatever the case may be. And it's a smart move to do. You know what I'm saying? But
it can be, but it also can hurt you too because it's kind of like, I'll give you an example. A few years ago, I got behind on a car payment, and they said, well, we can help you out. We can move your payments to the end of the contract, and you won't have to make a payment till for another month and a half. I said, okay, cool, that's good, I'll do that. And then when the end of that contract came, I had to take a loan payment. I was like, whoa, what y'all doing here? Your contract has expired, and you moved some payments to the end, so that's come due now. And that's what's going to happen when you start restructuring contracts. You get that money away now. You're going to have to pay in the long run at the end. It's coming back. It's a credit card bill. And it's coming due.
You probably will, but let's be real about it. How many quarterbacks actually see the last end of the contract before they cut them? You know what I'm saying? So, but the thing about it,
that's why they'll take the restructure. It's good for the player, but it's not necessarily good for the organization.
Right. I agree with that. I totally agree with that. But you're starting to see that more now than ever before because the guaranteed money that most players are getting up front is humongous. It's generational money. You know what I'm saying? So again, I think the trade to Texans is going to be a winner. Mo and Curry and Dana, because they in the AFC, ain't happy. Like this, like Luke, like Major Payne, he said, and the little boy said, and he ain't happy. They ain't happy. They ain't happy about this. But my thing is, you gotta go out there and play. When Baltimore got Henry, I ain't hear nothing from nobody. But now they saying Houston ain't gonna do nothing. Yeah, that trade ain't gonna work out. Mo, anything?
I mean,
I ain't never scared, bro.
That's crazy.
But see, and see the thing about it is, Joe Mixon ain't gotta do everything he did in Cincinnati, right?
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. You bring pieces in so that the job you got to do is less and less, but everybody contributes to winning. That's the whole key to this. That's the whole key to success when it comes to sports. You get a guy, you get guys that do just enough that you ain't got to do a lot. And by the end of the season, if you holding that trophy up, you did your job. Mo, what you got to say?
You gotta be concerned about keeping his head on straight.
Mo, what you got to say, Mo?
I mean,
They ain't giving me a chance.
Wait a minute, everybody. Let Mo got something to say. We got to hear from Mo. He's still a fan. Mo, what you got to say? Go ahead, Mo.
Big city came to Pittsburgh because we needed a wide receiver. But I don't think he would have been a good wide receiver for Justin Fields. I think he would have been a good fit with Russ.
Right.
I think the problem with Diggs is this. He thinks he's better than he is. He's not Justin Jefferson. He's not what's the dude from Cincinnati?
Higgins.
No, not Chief.
Jamar Chase.
He's not Chase. He doesn't have the speed that they do. He doesn't have the hands that they do. He's a great possession receiver.
But look how long he's been in the league, Mo.
Exactly. And he's like Hines Ward now.
So, but see, that's that. But see, that's what they.
He don't block like Hines.
They no.
He's not a leader like Hines Ward.
Man, they just needed that piece. They just needed the piece. I'm telling you. Oh, all right.
I'll see. I think he's gonna get traded by midseason.
He gonna get traded. Stop. See, y'all. You know what? Y'all need to stop this nonsense.
He ain't gonna be happy. Tank Dell is gonna be the leading wide receiver. He's gonna be bad.
AFC team, stop it. Hey, Rich, what you gotta say? Yo.
I was gonna say, you know what I just heard? The entire time Mo was talking.
What?
Hey.
Yo, that's what I'm saying.
I did say if NC State would have won, I would have been the player hater of the year.
I'm a Browns fan, and I didn't like it either. But man, you gotta respect this game. You gotta respect Houston's game. They're like, look, man, we did what we did, and look what we did to the number one defense. Look what we did to number one defense in playoffs. Oh yeah, we're coming back for more. All right, moving up, man. Look, the NBA is getting on my nerves. Okay. And I'm gonna tell you why. I don't know how in the world they're allowing LeBron James to control the NBA like he is. Now, your son's going to draft. Who's going to draft him?
Bronny.
Put my name in.
Is anybody drafting him but other than Lakers? And actually, I don't even think the Lakers going to draft him. I think he's going to be a free agent. Anybody else think that?
The Lakers going to draft.
What'd you say, Rich?
I thought Bronny was going to do Kane, like that's at the top of his list.
What he's doing is he's opening himself up for the NBA draft, but he's leaving it open to go back to college. Now I heard Duquesne and I heard Penn State, because they said if you go to Penn State, he's gonna start. He's gonna get a chance to play more than he did before. But guys, I'm gonna say this. You've been playing basketball since you're 5 years old. So we're talking about 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. You played basketball for 11 years before you get to high school. So you get to high school, you're ninth grade, you play 4 years of varsity. That's 14 years of basketball. 14 years of basketball playing, right? He goes to USC and he has heart problems, right? They fix him, he's good to go. He's playing, but he's not playing up to the talent that he needs to play. And then we come out and we hear that he's transferring. One I heard he's transferred to Penn State. Now the other one I just heard about Duquesne as well. But then I come out and hear he's going to the pros. Why is the NBA allowing LeBron James to dictate what happens with the NBA? Because LeBron's not leaving $51 million on the table to go play with for the Detroit Pistons if they draft his son. We already know where he's going. And if I'm LA, I'm not drafting him because this is not about making you happy anymore because you're not a title contender right now. Dana, let's be real. They're not a title contender with LeBron and AD. They're competitive, but they're not going to be Denver. I don't know if they're going to get past Minnesota.
Well, this is an entertainment league. You know,
that's the problem I'm having. It's more entertainment than it is basketball being played. So I'm not mad at Bronny. I'm not talking about his talent. I'm just saying that the dad knows his years of numbers. So that means if he comes in next year, LeBron's done after that. We know that. We know he's done. But he can come and say, I'll play with my son. I get all of that. If it happens that way, it happens. But Dana, as a Lakers fan, are you okay with this?
Yes.
Why?
Let's go out and play. Let's make history. It don't matter.
So it's more important for y'all. It's more important for LeBron. So Dana, it's more important for LeBron's son to play with him than y'all win a title?
Right now.
Oh, when LeBron leaves, you're done. Come to LA.
Can I say something?
Go ahead. Wait a minute, Dan. Go ahead.
So I think Dana can vouch for this. There's about 65% of Lakers fans that are going to be okay with having maybe just LeBron on court. It would bring more fans to the seats of in the arena. And then also it would bring more revenue to NBA. Now remember, LeBron just recently beat Jabbar.
Yo, it ain't about money. It ain't even about money. It ain't about money right now. This is all about LeBron. This is all about LeBron. It's all about LeBron.
There we go.
That's not true. A restructure, what they'll do is reduce the current base to the veteran minimum and pay the difference as a signing bonus. What it does is lower the cap hit, affording them to have money for more players. Eventually, the dead cap hit will have to be paid. Usually, when the player is gone, Cleveland is playing like about $15 million in dead cap season. Okay, I get all that. But who else is coming out there? Who else is who's
nobody? Nobody out there. It's just going to be Bronny.
That's what I'm saying. Nobody's going to come out there because they're going to think it's a circus, right? Right now,
well, that's the whole point.
Right now, LA could be in a situation where they could get Donovan Mitchell because I think he's leaving Cleveland. I think he's New York or Miami is where he's going to end up going, and maybe Philadelphia in the back end of Philadelphia. Back in, I think Philadelphia might be a team that Donovan Mitchell may go to. But LA could be a team that he could go to as well, right? But the thing about it is who wants to go to that if you're not trying to win a title, right? And if you're a pure Laker fan, Dana, I'm not accepting that. I'm not accepting that because now this is all about LeBron and his history being made in NBA. And I don't have no problem with it. But it's at the expense of fans? No, I don't like that part of it. But he can do what he want to do. LA can do what they want to do. But at the end of the day, when he leaves LA, right? When LeBron leaves LA, you're gonna have AD and whatever else y'all got. What else do LA got other than AD?
They got more. They got Reeves. They got Russell. They also have that from the bench.
And who they gonna beat in the West?
Well, they can beat the Trailblazer.
So I'm just it just baffles me, you know. And Dana, I'm gonna tell you right now, they're not gonna draft him. He's gonna be a free agent because they're not gonna spend that type of money, a first round draft pick, guarantee that money for a guy that's average 8 points a game or something like that.
Yeah.
Come on.
And here's what they can do.
Here's what they can do.
Go ahead.
It might be
Go ahead.
So the Lakers, what they can do is they don't have to draft him. They can draft a player. But let's say Bronny does get drafted to a different team. They could do a trade.
Yep.
That's not gonna happen. That's too many scenarios that if they could. He's going to the Lakers. And this person said LeBron is a attention whore. Nobody gives a damn about LeBron playing with his son but him. Go play with him in the G League. He's not an NBA player. It's disrespectful to the other players in the league. Now, if your son was a stud like Ken Griffey Jr., it could pass. But to be honest, he's declaring a draft is hilarious. And I told you, and that's the part that I don't like, because now he's running the scenario of how this draft is going to be ran. That's the part that really bothers. That's the part that bothers. Mitchell is going to New York. It could make the most sense for Cleveland to sign and trade for him. I honestly believe Mitchell's out of Cleveland. He's out of there. It's not working. I mean, first of all, I don't know if he's really 100. I don't really think that he's that injured. I think he may be betraying to be that injured. But New York's not where he wanted to go. Cleveland was not where he wanted. He thought he was going to New York, and Utah said, "Oh no, we getting all this from Cleveland for you? Nah, brother, that's where you got to go. That's where you got to go." So I don't see him. I don't see him in Cleveland after next year. And even though New York might be the destination for him, I think that backcourt's too small. Going forward with him and Brunson, I don't know. I don't know. I still think that Lakers are in play. I think Miami's in play, and I think Philly might be in play. Those three teams, because Philly got cap room that they can sign him. So those three teams, I think, are in play for Donovan Mitchell. And the thing about it is, I'm gonna call him the next Bill Russell. I mean, the next Bill Walton, because Bill Walton goes to plays the Clippers. He plays one game every 4 days. And he goes to the Boston Celtics and plays every game after he gets traded, because you know why? He wants to be there, and they know they have an opportunity to win a championship. Bronny averaged 4 points and shot awful. Nobody views him as a draftable. I agree. I think everybody here agrees on that right there. It just.
I think he's definitely going to the GAMECOKS. Miami has more pass rate for him.
He's going where?
Miami.
Who? Donovan?
Yeah. If Donovan becomes a free agent this year or year, he's definitely going to Miami, because they're trying to get.
Yeah, they're trying to
get Bradley Beal and the guy.
They're trying to do something. Miami has to do something, because that team's getting older now. And they're not as good as they used to be. They hang their hats more or less on defense and bullying people, and that's not even working no more this year. So it's gonna be this offseason for the NBA is gonna be really interesting. Donovan Mitchell is gonna be the player that everybody's gonna look at. That's gonna be the first domino to get that. If he's the first domino to fall, and then you'll see other things falling behind him as it goes on. But again, I'm not taking nothing away from Bronny. I wish him the best of luck, health-wise and basketball-wise. I hope he turns me into a liar, to be honest with you. But the scenario of LeBron running it, doing this is just not good, man. And it's where my thing is, why don't you just retire for a year and come back when your other son, because they said the other son is better than him, better than the older son. New York backcourt is small, but those guys are tough and play big. Hart has damn near 50 rebounds versus Cleveland in the playoffs last year. Mitchell would be the lowest trade rated defender. But again, when you have a backcourt that small, people gonna take advantage of that. And you're looking at the average height in the NBA right now is probably 6'7", 6'8", and Brunson was 6'2". Mitchell's probably 6'6", maybe. I'm just thinking off the top of my head. It's gonna make it difficult for them. I don't think Mitchell ends up in Miami. They don't need him. They do need him in Miami because he's tough. Like, I'm gonna say this. I don't know who this is that's on here, but I'm gonna say this. Donovan Mitchell has the mentality to be a Miami Heat type of player. He's gritty. He doesn't mind playing defense when he has to play defense, and he can score without the ball. He don't need the ball in his hands all the time. So I think that would be a good fit for him. But we had a couple other things that we want to talk about, but we're gonna talk about it next week. Mo wanted to do a thing about the most shocking NBA moments. So guys, keep that in mind for next week. Write that down. I think we're gonna have some good stuff for that right there. We didn't get a chance to talk about the playoff team. The teams are in the playoffs. And the playing game. Dana.
Yes, sir.
Your team's in the playing game. That's without Bronny.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That's all right. You take it all the way to the top.
Well, actually, real quick. So in the Eastern playoff standings right now, you got the Pacers at 6, 76ers at 7, Miami at 8, Chicago Bulls at 9, Atlanta Hawks at 10. The Bulls are playing good basketball without a point guard, which is you got to commend them. The West is deep: Dallas, Phoenix, New Orleans, Sacramento, Los Angeles, and the Warriors. Man, I would love to see this. I would love to see Golden State and the Lakers in that one playoff game. I would love to see that.
Yeah.
Mitchell is a ball dominant. It's why he and Garland struggle playing together.
I got a question, Bill.
Yes, sir.
Do you think Doug Staley will make a good NBA coach?
Will she make a WNBA coach?
No, an NBA coach.
I think her staff will. I'm not saying her. I'm not saying her in general, because if you listen to her talk yesterday, how she commended her staff. She said, this team, they didn't return text messages. They come to practice late. They're going to class late. She said, so she had to meet them halfway to get to understand how important it was for them to be focused on what they need to be focused on going forward. And once she got them to that point, then basketball became an easier thing for them. So her staff got them better, got them to where they are. Actually, the only thing she had to do was coach. You know what I'm saying? As a head coach, I'll be honest with you. That's all you want to do is coach the basketball games. You don't want to practice. You want your assistant coaches to practice. You want your assistant coaches to shoot. You just want to. I'm telling you, as a head coach, the only thing you want to do is coach. You want to let your assistant coaches do everything else. But for her to take a team, a whole new starting five, go 38-0, and win the championship, that says a lot about her coaching. That says a lot about her understanding her players. You know what I'm saying? Because you're looking at a different time frame, right? And they stayed focused. That was the whole thing. They stayed focused. And it's hard to get 12 girls to stay focused on the same goal from November to now. So that says a lot about the coaching staff. I wouldn't be surprised if some of the coaches end up from their coach staff end up going somewhere else and coaching somewhere else, because apparently they know something nobody else knows. And I think she's doing an excellent job. And I'm gonna say this. I think the only thing will stop her from being a coach in the NBA is because of her religious beliefs. In a sense, that right there would probably be something people would frown upon. I would say she would probably be considered the same thing as Mark Jackson when it comes to coaching.
I was going to say she went to Mark Jackson.
Yeah, that's where I think that might hinder her because of how much she is, how much a religious person she is. Because I don't know if she has a team going to church or not, or having prayer or whatever. I don't know what you got to do, but on the outside, she's giving all her glory to him, and you saw what happened to Mark Jackson when he did that. They sent him packing, you know what I'm saying? But it was a lot more to it why he got sent packing than just that. But her coaching staff they do an excellent job, man, and they got them picked to go back again next year. But I'm letting y'all know now, UConn bringing everybody back. I'm saying from the first player to the last player, from the water boy to the water tower girl, they're all coming back, and we're gonna run this. Me and Gino, we're gonna run this thing to the ground next year. We're gonna run it to the tires fall off, baby. They
bringing back the chefs. And the water boy.
They made that bad call, terrible call. But I don't want to talk about it no more. I'll talk about it next show. Hey guys, I appreciate everybody came on live feed tonight. Give us a thumbs up. Talk about us. Let people know what we're doing. We're getting more and more people to join us on live feed. I'm loving it. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate you guys giving us that much love. We're having a lot of fun. We're gonna get Betty rolling. I think Dana still wants to do a show, so we're gonna try to get Dana out here. Dana, what we said? Oh, you're on the. What was it? What's the name of the show we was gonna say? Dana, was you're on the clock. That's the name of Dana's show. You're on the clock. Yeah. You're gonna be on the clock. But hey, man, I appreciate everybody calling in, having a lot of fun, man, and enjoy the game tonight. It's 9:02. So game coming on 9:05. I'm gonna get everybody off the line.
9:20.
9:20. Oh, 9:20. Well, we got plenty of time. Mo,
about 9:30.
Mo, you gotta put your son to bed.
Sir, no man gotta go.
Okay, so Mo, if people, wait a minute. Did you get the job?
Yes, of course I haven't heard anything. They probably saw the show and they're like, oh well, we can't interview him.
So Mo, if everybody can stick around for another 10 minutes, Mo, if you gotta go, that's fine. But I want to bring your topic in. If we got time, do we got time, people? We got time.
See y'all later.
Okay,
I'm good.
So can I do your topic, Mo?
Of course you can. I ain't worried.
Okay. So his topic
Screw
was
the Red Sox.
His topic was the most shocking sports moment for you. He said the Red Sox being down 3-0 to win. I guess it was the Yankees or was it the World Series? I can't remember. But let me see who we got. We got who we got still on the line with us real quick. We can do this. I really want to talk about. So we got Betty, we got Curry, we got Razoo, and we got Dane on the line. Okay, so let's go with Betty. Let's go with Betty first. Okay, we lost Betty. We got Razoo, we got Curry, and we got Dana. So let's go with Curry first. Curry, your most shocking sports moment for you.
I'm gonna say Kirk gets some home run. When they were playing the Oakland A's, and he hit that game-winning homer. They came off the bench. He didn't even start at it. He limped around the bases. That was probably the most shocking one to me.
Okay. Razoo, what you got for me?
Keep in mind, you keep trying to talk me with that topic, but that's a good topic.
Yeah, it is. You got Razoo still on? Okay.
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, I would say Sean Taylor in the playoffs against uh, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers when they had Sean King at the helm,
Okay.
and he picked up the fumble and ran it for a touchdown to win the game.
Okay. Dana, what you got for me?
Oh man, it was disturbing. It was hurting. It's Monday night football game between the Jets and the Dolphins. I need to look at this ball. They were up by like 24 points. You get the entire midnight or whatever, punches, and the Jets came back in the overtime for a winning touchdown to the line. Like, wow. A minute
Okay.
I remember that one that game. That was painful.
Okay. Matthew, what you got for me?
Favorite sports moment I've ever had was probably back in 2018 when Tiger Woods came back and won the Masters. Just seeing him pull it off. I had the tissue box ready. And I'm like, oh man, he did it. Now, if he does it this weekend, I might have two tissue boxes.
I have so many that I can name right now, but I think the one that moment. Well, I'm gonna do two real quick. The one is when the Celtics were down 3-1 against the Philadelphia 76ers in 1981. They came back and won the series and ended up winning the championship against Houston Rockets with Moses Malone. But the one was, well, actually, I'm thinking of two. The one where Marcus Allen was in the Super Bowl and he ran to the left and then he ran to the right, then he ran up the middle and scored a touchdown. The other one for me is watching Tony Dorsett run 99 yards for a touchdown. That was a moment in sports right there. That's a moment in sports, man. So I'm gonna leave it at that. But guys, just remember this. Remember this. Next week we're gonna do we'll do the NBA playoffs. We'll do the play-in games. Also remember, I keep forgetting this question to do. Do you believe that sports numbers should be retired or not, and reason why? And whatever else is going on during that time period. So again, I thank you guys for hanging out with me for
you mentioned something about doing the mock draft in the top 5 last week.
Yeah. Yeah. I got it right here, and I didn't even put it down. So I have my notes. A lot of time I have my notes at work and I forget my notes at work because I'm trying to leave fast and hurry on Mondays. But yeah, we're gonna do the mock draft. And anything else you guys can think of. Anything that anybody that's on the live listen to the show or in YouTube, if there's a topic you want us to talk about, throw it out there, and if we like it, we'll talk about it. So we're open to talk about anything and everything. I don't know a lot about soccer or hockey, but I'll figure it out. You know what I'm saying? We'll figure out something. But again, I thank you guys for listening in to the show again tonight. I really appreciate you. I really appreciate everybody giving me their time for 2 hours every Monday night, man. It's so much fun. I could do this for another 2 hours. I love talking about sports, man. I'm personally in love with sports. I grew up listening to sports. I remember as a kid. And Curry, you kind of can contest to this. Like when the NBA was playing, the NBA was so low on the totem pole that they pre-recorded the games. And sometimes I would listen to it on the radio. I would have my pillow underneath the radio, listening to sports. And so when we would go to school, in the morning, my friends was like, "Well, who scored this game? Who won this game? How many points?" I knew all that stuff as a kid growing up. I knew it all because I just love sports. It just what happened. I get a chance to do a sports podcast. I love this thing, man. I love this ish, man. It's so much fun, man. And I thank you guys for hanging out with me.
Yes, sir. I definitely remember.
Yeah.
I definitely remember when the games were on tape delay. And I also remember when you only had baseball come on Saturdays.
Yep. Yepper. I remember all that. So again, man, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys so much for allowing me to come into your house, on your radio, on your TV, wherever I'm at, to talk about sports. Matthew's come on with us, man. We're doing a lot of good things, man. Just have a lot of fun, man. And hopefully, you know, you leave this, you know, if I gotta leave this world today or tomorrow, I hope I left you with something you didn't know about sports. And I hope I brought a smile to your face, because if you really think about it, when you go to a sporting event, you forget about everything else in life. Everything. For the 4 hours, and then after 4 hours, as soon as you walk out that door, unless your team lost, you're thinking about everything else. You know what I'm saying? For 4 hours, sports just allow you to be who you want to be. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, you guys have a good night. I'm pulling for Purdue, but I think UConn's going to win the game. I ain't going to be mad at them if they do. I just want it to be a good game, like the game was yesterday. But we'll see how well this thing goes. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, you guys have a blessed night. And hopefully have some good weather tomorrow, wherever you're at. But we're going to get out of here.
Thank you for listening to the Just Us Sports Talk Show. You have been entertained in the sports world by KD from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, the small city with the large heart. Dana the Hater Clark from St. Petersburg, Florida, and Murray D. Baskerville from Gotta Be More Careful, Baltimore, Maryland. We throw stones and we do live in glass houses. Big-time players make big-time plays and big-time games. Be ready. You have been listening to an In the Zone Sports Talk Radio production. Remember, you can hear us again on Star107FM.com on Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure to download the Try99 TV app on any smart device and subscribe to In the Zone Sports Talk Television. The cost is $4.95. Thank you in advance for your support.